Here are my numbers. Okay. When TikTok was banned for 12 hours this past weekend, didn't it feel like you had nowhere to go or nothing to do? You probably asked yourself, what now, while closing and reopening the app. The truth is, our generation is addicted to social media, no matter how harmful it is. As a frequent social media user and having researched this topic extensively, I am prepared to explain the negative effects of social media. We've all posted TikToks or funny TikToks or curated our Instagram feeds to make them seem perfect, which is why everyone can relate to this and hopefully learn more. Everyone should be more mindful of what they're posting and viewing on social media to fully understand the three effects of it. Today, I will be discussing how social media affects your mental health, how it creates body image issues, and how it allows for cyberbullying. The first thing I'm going to talk about is the effect of social media on mental health. Social media is a major cause of anxiety and depression in adolescents. According to this article about social media use from Yale Medicine, of American teens ages 12 to 15, those who use social media for over 3 hours each day face twice the risk of having negative mental health outcomes and experiencing depression and anxiety. Personally, I use social media for at least 3 hours every day, so I can see how this leads to issues. I start comparing myself to others, becoming anxious about the state of our country, and putting pressure on myself to maintain a perfect image online. All this anxiety created from social media is very harmful and affects people in many different ways. Furthermore, teens also have access to harmful content online. Also from this article from Yale Medicine, in certain cases, deaths have been linked to suicide and self-harm related content such as partial asphyxiation and risk-taking challenges on social media platforms. Discussing and sharing these issues can normalize them, which is extremely dangerous for society. It is a serious topic that's not to be taken lightly. And the fact that this is being popularized online leads to a detrimental environment and allows for undeveloped adolescents to view harmful content. They also might engage in these behaviors if they are dealing with depression or thoughts of suicide. However, social media can connect people with similar interests, and during the pandemic, people were able to connect with each other when social distancing was in effect. They could talk about their frustrations with COVID, share homemade recipes online, and even celebrate holidays like Christmas on Zoom. So after hearing from Yale Medicine, I hope you can see how social media leads to depression and anxiety and how it affects your mental health. So now that I've talked about how social media affects your mental health, I'll discuss how social media creates harmful body image issues. Social media creates unrealistic body expectations that contribute to eating disorders, body dysmorphia, and low self-esteem. According to this article from Columbia University, for those vulnerable to developing an eating disorder, social media may be especially unhelpful because it allows people to easily compare their appearance to their friends, to celebrities, or even older images of themselves. For adolescent girls in particular, the more time they spend online, the more time they spend on social media directly relates to how much they absorb the idea that being thin is ideal, are driven to try to become thin, or overly scrutinize their own bodies. Our generation has become obsessed with the idea of being thin. Why do you think low-rise jeans and drugs like Ozempic are so popular right now? It's because we're starting to worship that thin culture of the early 2000s. However, this culture contributed to the rise of eating disorders and unhealthy eating habits, and social media just makes it worse. As a woman, there have been many times social media has made me compare my body to what I see online. The rise of influencer culture has allowed for unrealistic body expectations to be sought after. In today's world of plastic surgery and face-tuning apps, it is important to remember that a lot of what we see is fake and edited. After hearing from Columbia University, I hope you understand how social media creates harmful body issues and expectations. So now that I've discussed how social media affects body image, I'll explain how it provides platforms for cyberbullying. Social media websites allow vicious cyberbullying and affects the victim as well as the perpetrator. According to this article from News Medical, social media platforms that allow free and open commenting can become a very fearful environment for cyberbullying victims, where threats, aggressive, demotivating, or offensive comments or messages or edited pictures or videos can be made and shared outside of the victim's control before they have a chance to respond. Let's use TikTok for an example. Although it's a mostly positive platform, comment sections on certain videos are extremely hateful. With America's political state right now, comment sections are filled with people arguing, hating on the creator, and false information being spread. This is incredibly damaging to a person's mental health and could lead them to believe misinformation. After hearing from News Medical, you now know the effects of cyberbullying and why it has such a profound impact on mental health. So far today, I've discussed how social media affects mental health, causes body image issues in adolescence, and allows for harmful cyberbullying to take place. In conclusion, everyone should be more mindful of what they're posting or viewing on social media to fully understand the three main effects of it. Social media can impact your mental health, cause body image issues, and allow for cyberbullying. The next time you go on TikTok or Instagram, be mindful of what content might be edited, what you're commenting or posting, and what might be misinformation. Social media is an incredibly powerful tool, but if used in the wrong way, it could be the downfall of a normal society. Thank you for listening to me today.